Morning is tonight in our first of its kind event today. Some Ray High School sophomores were learning life-saving emergency first aid techniques.
I'm gonna locate it, and I'm gonna place either one hand or my hand.
This is a program called Stop the Bleed. City Fire Department personnel on hand to show these students what to do in the event that they need to stop someone from bleeding to death. Specifically, the 400 sophomores today learned the basics on how to react to gunshot wounds, stabbings, lacerations, other injuries. The program will be continued as an annual event for sophomores and could be started at other schools as well.
Everyone should go through this because whether they're going to have a traumatic experience or not, if they were to, they would know what to do and they would know how to do it.
It could be like at home if somebody cuts themselves accidentally, or driving home from work one day or school or anything like that. It could literally be for anything like that, to help the community as a whole.
And she says this kind of training could actually be done someday at schools all around the state.